apologize to all of you sitting at my back. First of all, that I'm not standing, and second of all, that I have my back to you. And I want to thank the friends who have been invited by us who are here tonight. But in looking back 60 years, the first thing that came to my mind is, how did we get here? And there are two things that popped into my mind. When I came here, let's see what I was going to say.
Little kids, and there they are.
No, just let me finish. I was in my late 20s. I had finished 3 careers. I was looking to change, and I wanted to teach school. And there were 2 places in the state where I could get certification. One was the University of Colorado, and one was Colorado State College, which is now University of Northern Colorado in Greeley. CU said it would take 2 years. CSC said 9 months, and so that decision was made. Then I said, what will it take in the way of additional languages or courses to be certified in biology or chemistry or physics? And having graduated from CSU, I actually went to Colorado A&M and was in the first graduating class at CSU. In animal nutrition, I assumed that all those ag courses would be considered biology courses, and I would have fewer biology hours to take than anything else. Didn't turn out that way. They didn't accept them. They said I needed fewer hours in chemistry. I don't necessarily believe in fate, but if they had not done that, we would never have been here. Because the Steamboat Springs School District was not looking for a biology teacher. They were looking for a physical science teacher. The other thing, Jane and I both were brought up in Reformed Jewish backgrounds. There was never any question of our being Jews, but we were not involved in many of the ceremonial things that the Orthodox or conservative Jews were doing. And after I had finished my interview with George Sauer, he said to me, we would like to have you teach here, but I want you to know that there are no Jews in Steamboat. And I said, that's okay, I understand that, and that's okay with me. And then he took all of us, there were the 3 kids, and Jane and I, and he was taking us to lunch. And gentleman that he was, he said to Jane, we would like to hire your husband here, but we want you to know that there are no Jews in Steamboat. At which point, my middle child, my older daughter, who was sitting here to my left, popped over the back seat and said to him, yes, there are 5 of us in this car. And Jane had been very much concerned that the children retain a Jewish identity. And after that, she felt it was okay that we could stay. When we first came here, they were just starting the community Nurses Association down at the Harbor Hotel. And almost the first day we were here, Jane was down there working with that group in the Harbor Hotel. We rented the house at 602 Oak, which I think now is, I forget what you call it, the climate change people.
Western Reserve.
And Art Bogue owned that house. Art, I don't know if he was the ex-husband or the husband of Lucy Bogue, who started the college. But Art was a Toastmaster. And he said to me, I want you to come to our Toastmasters Club. So between those two organizations, where Jane went and where I went, we began to meet people and got involved in some other organizations in town. And over the years, at one point, we volunteered into a number of different organizations. And I don't know which one of the kids it was said to me something about, why do you spend so much time with these organizations? And I said, when people have the money, they give it to organizations that they feel connected to. And when they don't have the money, then they give their time. And that has been what's happened over the years. And it has rubbed off on all of my children and my children-in-law. And in fact, my daughter-in-law, who's here, been very active in the Evergreen Rotary Club, is here going to meet with the Rotary Clubs in Steamboat to talk about a fire prevention program. But it's been a long time, and when we finally amassed, I always thought that I never figured that we were philanthropists because I always associated philanthropy with giving money. And when it came time, and we had finally amassed some money that we could then donate to various places, we created a donor advised fund through the Community Foundation. And I think that they are, in fact, the philanthropists of the group, because in all the years since that was created, with all the money that has been donated out of that fund, there is still more money in that fund than we ever put in. So I think the Community Foundation are really the philanthropists of the group. I was absolutely floored when the foundation was able to do what it did with Casey's Pond. And I think that the community is much the richer for it. That's all I have to say.
Right there. No, put it right up to your mouth.
Right now, can you hear me? Okay. Bud has always spoken and said what I thought, or if I didn't think it, I was told to think it. And we were married when we met when we were 18 years old. We were married when we were 20. These three children were born before we were 26 years old. We moved here in 1966 with these small children. And we had our 70th wedding anniversary last week. How could you be married 70 years? What did you do? Well, in those days, nobody asked what was meaningful. You got married, you did what you wanted. My husband told me I was moving to Steamboat Springs, Colorado. I didn't know what Steamboat Springs, Colorado was, although I had a friend who used to date Buddy Warner in high school. two little girls that wore striped shoes, and the idea of buying shoelaces that matched Steamboat's grin was a dream. And it never happened. And we were very fortunate. At one time, our son and my daughter-in-law here and the three children moved to Steamboat. And it seemed to be that I thought, we will never stay here. And we've been here 60 years. And Steamboat is a special place. And as Mrs. Stevens said, things have changed since then. We were very fortunate that we were able to save enough money to have a $16,000 house downtown. And as all of you know, we could sell it for a little more right now. And live here. But we feel very humbled with the foundation and with our friends Kelly and Kylie and Tracy, who nominated us. And we appreciate all of you being here and know so many of you here. And thank you very much.